We often remember Edgar Degas as a romantic impressionist, a master who spent his days capturing the radiant light and delicate beauty of the Parisian ballet. But Edgar Degas entirely detested that impressionist label. He had no interest in painting outdoors and rarely worked in natural light, preferring the controlled environment of his own four walls. His process was a rejection of the spontaneous impressionist ideal. He worked in his studio from memory and thousands of preliminary sketches, building images for a process of relentless, cold calculation. His dancers reflect this grit. They weren't graceful ideals, but working-class women stretching sore muscles and adjusting straps under harsh overhead lights that threw unsettling shadows across their faces. This makes Degas the movement's great outlier. While his peers chased the sun, he stayed inside, obsessing over the mechanics of how we actually observe the world around us. Degas wanted to see the figure in action, off balance, caught from an unexpected angle, and completely unaware of being watched. In 1878, Edward Muybridge published these sequential photographs. They provided a scientific record of motion painters had never seen. Muybridge proved centuries of academic painters were wrong about how horses gallop. The majestic poses found in museums didn't actually exist in nature. Degas incorporated this harsh data into his own work. He began painting horses with the angular, mid-stride quality of a photograph, rather than the traditional, balanced poses of his predecessors. This was not just about mere anatomical accuracy. Photography gave Degas a justification for a new, colder logic of composition, one built on the camera's ability to freeze an unposed moment. Degas applied this photographic logic to the friction of urban life. He focused on laundresses, racetracks, cafe concerts, and brothels, where Paris went to work and play. He adopted the camera's way of cropping a scene. He pushed subjects to the very edge of the canvas, cutting them off mid-limb to make the composition feel like an accidental glimpse. To capture this, he moved away from oil paints and toward pastel. He used cross-hatching to build layers of vibrating, textured color that felt as immediate and raw as the scenes he was depicting. His keyhole philosophy reached its peak in his Bather series. He showed ordinary bodies performing private, unidealized acts, drawing their backs or combing hair, observed without sentiment or titillation. The genius of these works is the deception. These scenes feel like lucky, spontaneous snapshots, but they were actually the result of extreme, unyielding mathematical design. As his paintings became more vibrant, the man himself became increasingly bitter. Degas quarreled with his peers, ended friendships abruptly, and retreated into complete solitude. During the Dreyfus affair, Degas took a fierce, reactionary, anti-Dreyfusard stance. This political choice severed his remaining social ties, including lifelong friendships with Jewish artists and patrons. He died in 1917, blind and alone. He never married and rarely sold his work, keeping his creations locked away from the public eye. When executors finally entered his studio, they found thousands of artworks hoarded and refined over decades. It took 3 full weeks just to inventory the staggering scale of what he had left behind. These works revealed a blueprint that would change art forever. The cropped frame, the oblique view, and the figure caught mid-action. Long before the camera became a pocket tool, Degas had already defined the visual language of the snapshot and the cinema.